That's true. That's what he
Dodge.
said.
Dodge.
Yep. He was crazy, though, so we have that to fall back on. But it looks like we are ready to go for the game. Everybody is up and running, so we will give them the get right into Champ Select.
All right. I hope to see a little more strategy out of Team 6 this time while they're picking their composition. So we'll have to see. And we're definitely looking for that Hecarim ban, which I think we're going to see pretty early here.
All right, let me get the stream up here so I can read the chat, maybe talk to some people about the picks that they want to see. Is there anybody specifically that you guys want to see this game, or do you want to see some more Zilean play?
Rob 2011 says, "What is up, guys?" So what is up with you, Mr. Slick?
Nothing much is up with me. Just getting ready for another good game. That's about it, really. What about you there, Mangrease? I'm afraid to ask a man named Mangrease what is up.
Oh, man. I'm just looking at the bans here, and we see a Zed Respect ban, and I think it's definitely earned. Zed almost turned that game around for Team 6. And at the same time, Team 6 is going to ban out Digital Heretics, Hecarim, and Fizz. So
we see an early Cho'Gath pick. We did see that last time from the same team. Did not turn out as well as I think they would have hoped, but we'll see what happens now.
Right, I don't know how I feel about the Fizz ban, actually. I mean, yeah, he may have earned it through his play, but at the same time, there's a lot of champions that just are really hard counters for Fizz. I know it does come down to the ability of the player, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe that ban's a little wasted, but hopefully it pays off for Team 6.
Bro B 2011 is now saying he was Miggy 2011 in game. If you can remind me what character that was, I'll be able to.
Miggy played the first game. Actually, it was Team 1 versus Team 4. He played 80 carry, and he was Ezreal, I believe. I'm not sure what other champ he played. I know he played Ezreal one game and maybe Caitlyn.
All right, but you are the man with the memory. Also, we have Incendiary Spade asking why there aren't options for lower resolution. You have to be a partner with Twitch to have that, so we tried to stream at a level that everybody should be able to get a good stream quality on. And he also said he wanted to see Heimerdinger. So you have Zilean. So having Zilean and Heimerdinger in the same game might be too much. Might be just too much.
I think that if a team picks up Heimerdinger, I might change the resolution a little lower so that we don't have to see him. I'm just not a Heimerdinger fan. I mean, you prove me wrong and play him well. I'm not saying that there's people that can't do it. I don't like Heimerdinger.
Now we're seeing some new picks from both sides here. We have a Darius and a Vayne, as well as a Brand. And now it looks like they're leaning towards Lux. With that Zilean ult, do you think they planned to use this Zilean ult? Or do you think this is just what the support is comfortable playing?
You know, I think at this point it's just a position of comfort. If I recall correctly, that is the unranked player, so he might not even be level 30 yet, or just a new level 30. And Zilean, while he is support, and I know a lot of newer players don't enjoy playing support, even though it can be a really fun lane, Zilean's just a really fun champion to play, so if you've been playing him a lot and you feel really comfortable with him, there's no need to change it. He has really strong poke. I feel like he's going to work really well with Vayne in lane. But Vayne did get counterpicked by Caitlyn, and there is not a lot of counterpicking that can go on bot lane. But if you're going to talk about counterpicking and 80 carries, it is Caitlyn counterpicking Vayne. So as long as Caitlyn stays back and abuses the range and the Q, I think that he'll be okay.
I think that it will be an interesting lane nonetheless because Zilean does have a lot of poke as well, and especially a lot more than Soraka does. So it'll be kind of an even lane as far as poke, even though Caitlyn is there. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. The matchup I really like to see is the Nunu jungle versus the Vi jungle. Nunu can be a little bit slower with clear, but his ult can be game-changing. So it'll be interesting to see we'll see what happens.
You know, that's why I like casting with you, because I was thinking the same exact thing. I think Nunu in the jungle is a ton of fun. I think he can do some quirky things by hiding in the bush and ulting. His sustain is through the roof, so he could just be so tanky that it's crazy. You know, I think it's going to be a good matchup, especially with the Darius pool. He can slow, Darius can get his pool in, and Lux can ult. So hopefully there's some good synergy there. It does look like the blue team this time, which is Digital Heretics,
Yes.
Yes, it is Digital Heretics. They picked an Akali, which I'm not really sure about. I guess it's going to be against the Lux, but which should theoretically be a pretty solid counter pick to Lux. But at the same time, Akali's been nerfed extremely hard. So I think that if Nunu spends a lot of time around middle, that you're going to see that Lux is going to be okay.
Well, I'm actually liking the team composition from Purple Team this time. And Digital Heretics might have all that they can handle this time because Zillion can keep Vayne alive or Darius alive, and keeping both of them alive can be extremely devastating. Simply because Darius is devastating late in fights.
Well, Full Metal struggled a little bit in jungle last time with Nasus, so I think that not only the Nunu pick is a solid pick as far as their team composition goes, but I think that it's a solid pick if you might be worried about struggling again, if you're worried about Vayne taking your buff, because Nunu with his consume can just stay in the jungle for days. So I also like the fact that now they have two tanky characters as opposed to the one last time. I hope Darius does not go all damage and that he builds like a true bruiser and focuses a lot on defense because it's going to be tough against a Vi and a Cho'Gath.
And if we also think about Booty Slam the last time, yes, his name is Booty Slam, and I'm going to say it. It did match up well against Darkness last time. He did win that lane as Zed, but he was just unable to carry. So we'll see if Darius will be able to command that same gold lead in lane, and Darius makes it a lot easier to carry that to other lanes and influence team fights in that way.
Incendiary Spade says the double support makes it look like Zillion was planned rather than the only one he could play. And I'm not taking away anything. I think that Zillion is a formidable champ. I think his ult can really confuse a lot of people. You can, as soon as you hit 6, you can bait fights with it really easily. But I don't know that he was picked because they're going with a Lux. Because while Lux can be a support, I mean, she is a true mid. She does a lot of damage. She has a lot of crowd control. As my counterpart would say, the queen of CC. So.
I mean, he could have also been referring to the Nunu jungle because he is played as support a lot. It does seem like they have a bevy of champs that are good with a drastic utility. When does Booty Slam play against butt frustration? We need to know. Yes, that is the question that the people want to know. Incendiary Spade. When will the two play? But we will have to wait because it is not today. I also hear from Bro B up further that he was the guy who played Varus in both games yesterday. He did extremely well as Varus, and I'm looking forward to seeing his comments about the 80 carry battle that we'll watch down lane.
Yeah, it's always fun to get input from the chat. So,
well, specifically from a guy who wrecked in this tournament earlier.
Right. I like. I also want to point out one more thing about Zillion. I like the fact that the Zillion pick, especially with the problems with the tankiness last game, the Zillion pick basically gives a do-over to Nunu or Darius if they go in, try to tank, and they're just not doing enough damage. So hopefully it'll pay off for them.
Alrighty, let's see here. Well, it looks like the skin battle is already won by Blue Team, so we'll get to see if Digital Heretics takes it to the next level and closes out this series with a 2-0 win.
Yeah, the skin battle is really all that matters right now. No, I think that that Team 6 definitely has a shot at this game. I think that they competed very well last game. Even with the early surrender, I don't think that we should count them out because of that. They seemed pretty scrappy. They were neck and neck the whole game. They clawed themselves, just a hair underneath where their opponents were at, and they just hung on for dear life.
We'll see that the starting items for Blue Team, they're coming out of the gate a lot quicker. I'm sorry, Digital Heretic. They are coming out of the gate a lot quicker than they did last time, and we're getting a lot of annoying pings from both sides here, or really just from Digital Heretic. But I guess they deserve the right, or they earned the right to do that when they won last game.
Yeah, I think that there's just a little bit of a disagreement on where they want to go. Now they're just being plain silly. But at first it seemed like they wanted to maybe go bottom, defend, to think about invading, and then there was some disagreement, and now just pings are everywhere.
And that's funny that they're already looking at where they're going to set up and possibly joking around with their pings.
Now, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I do like Purple's posturing around the Nexus. They are going to defend this Nexus from an early invade.
I agree 100%. You don't want to lose the game before you're even capable of losing it.
I'm sorry, you could continue what you were saying now.
No, I was going to say that it was interesting that they were already thinking about setting up, already out the game, or at least excited and pinging the map, while the while Purple Team hadn't even bought their items yet, hadn't even completed their transactions with the shopkeeper, and actually came out into the map yet.
Yeah, it definitely shows maybe a little bit of a mental stance right now, and how Blue Team really has the momentum, or Digital Heretics really has the momentum, and Team 6 is going to need to pick it up, and I think. I'm not sure. This is the second time in a row that this top. I think he's just waiting for the extra pot. Is that what it is? No, he didn't even buy the extra pot. I'm not sure what. Oh yeah, he did buy the extra pot. I'm sorry. He started boots. I thought he started cloth. So yeah,
real men don't buy pots.
Right, and real men don't buy cloth. Not even loincloths.
Not even loincloths.
All right, both teams are going to start at their blue. Let's hope this time that Vayne does not steal it away. She's going to back off plenty early, and Nunu, nope. Yeah, Nunu is just going to auto-attack it down. He's going to take a smiteless, and what that'll do is it'll let him go right to his red to get an early level 3, and maybe put him in a good position. Vi does finish her blue about the same time as Nunu, a little bit sooner, but...
Well, it does seem like Nunu, or the jungle for Team 6 this time, will not be robbed of their first buff, and hopefully will lead to a much more competitive game.
Right, I think that if he had actually gotten that red buff, which I'm not sure of his decision to start red, but if he had actually taken that red buff, I think we could have seen a very different game. I mean, Zed top was just dominating, and that might be why he picked Darius, because Darius, even though his ult has been nerfed, he's still a very, very dominating champion, and with his dunks, he can still dunk an entire team.
We see the battle mid and top just going normally as expected, but I can already see a substantial CS lead for Digital Heretic. They have the Vi jungling much quicker than the Nunu, and their AD carry bottom is a little bit ahead. I know it's only 1 creep difference, but you can see the mid lanes being very aggressive, so I think we'll see a lot of good trades there.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, it looks like the Vayne Zilean combo is winning the poke battle, but I think that that's going to change after Soraka hits level 3 and 4, and they're just not going to be able to do the damage to outdo Soraka's heals. So we'll have to see. Maybe Caitlyn will back and buy a quick Vamp Scepter to supplement her support, because Zilean is ruthless with those bombs.
Spike just said, anyone else notice Nunu sort of derping around after blue buff? And I would like to say he did the same thing last game, so I don't know if it's something that he debates whether or not he should gank, or whether he just takes his time and lets his health pot run. Either way, he does take a long time after his blue buff to move on into the jungle, and it did prove to be fatal for him last game.
Yeah, one thing I'm really worried about is he is not actively... There it is. There's the health pot. It comes a little late. Give me 1 second.
Alrighty, not a problem. We are having technical difficulties, and I will be alone here for the time being. But it does seem like Nunu has moved along, is popping those pots, and top is being the kind of boring slugfest that it normally is. We go to mid now, and we see that Lux and Akali have been poking, and Lux is out of mana already. She did not start. She started with a flask, so that is kind of concerning that she cannot hold her own, at least aggressively, with Akali for the time being, and she is behind about 10 farms. So we'll see how drastic that lead gets. And top lane, we see a gank by Vi onto Darius. They do not get the kill, but he probably should go back because he's probably just going to get zoned out by Cho'Gath, and it looks like Vi will slink away. Now we head to bottom lane, where Caitlyn is handling farm very, very well, and it seems like Vayne is a little bit behind there. And that may have something to do with the first item being a Doran's Blade, but Vayne has already run through her pots, so she is behind in this trade.
Right, if we look into Purple's jungle right now, we do see the counter gang or the counter jungling going on again. And honestly, Wraith shouldn't even be up right now. Nunu should have already taken him. He seemed to skip them and go right to his wolves, and I'm not sure about that decision. But he really needs to start punishing this Akali for being out of position, because coupled with the Lux stun, his Q can really slow down enough to get a kill there.
I agree with that, but I also think that Akali just generally, because of that invisibility, I know that she did buy a pink ward and ward mid just to stop that, but she was already a little bit behind and she doesn't have a whole lot of mana. We moved to top lane where, as I said before, it's just a slugfest. Cho'Gath is throwing spikes in Darius' face and Darius is just ignoring it.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of sidestepping a little bit. Here comes Akali in under the turret. It looks like Akali is going to go down also. No, she flashes out and gets first blood on Lux and makes a clean getaway.
That was a beautiful dive, and it looks like Cho'Gath is going to get away with a sliver of health here. Not today, Darius, not today.
Yeah, I really think that Nunu needs to start punishing that Akali for being so aggressive in mid lane. And if he doesn't, we might see a repeat of last game.
Another thing that we have mentioned in chat is Joe said that the overlay was not on. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but regardless, maybe we get that checked out, and if it is on purpose, then we're sorry about the overlay not being up. It seems like the fight in bottom lane is proceeding as we thought it would. Caitlyn just has that superior range, has the Doran's Blade for superior damage, and Vayne just got zoned out a little bit, but I don't think it's too much to worry about until the choice for a BF sword really comes in.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if she goes back and what she buys this time. Actually, I mean, I'm interested to see what Vayne buys. Vayne, I mean, really thrives off of the Bloodthirster, so I'm pretty safe to guess that that's what she wants to get as her first big item. She does pick up the Vamp Scepter, so it's going to help her to sustain a little bit. And with the Zillion Q, or the Zillion Bombs, I think that they might be able to push this blue team out of lane. And in comes Akali again. She's just ruthless. Lux really needs to start landing those stuns.
Hey, if we look again at the item choice for Akali, it is another Magi Soul Stealer, but I think that might be never mind. He proved me wrong already, picking up 2 stacks right off the bat.
Yeah, if you look, Lux, I think, had a little bit of fumbling with the keys, and I think he was trying to throw out his shield, and he didn't hit the right key, and it may have cost his death. I'm not sure that it could have saved him, but now we will never know.
I would like to comment that the labels this time are right. Digital Heretics was purple team last time, and they have switched this time. The labels are correct. And in general, we have a good game now. The labels, in my opinion, don't matter all that much as long as they get fixed in the long run. It looks like Darius now is being extremely aggressive onto this Cho'Gath, and he may not find the same luck he did when he was Zed.
Now we're back in the bot lane, and Zillion is dangerously low. He might be trying to bait here with his ult. And if they come in too deep, and there's the ultimate from Kate, he does...
And he just gives up the kill.
Ult himself. No, he missed the ult. I think he was trying to bait them in close so that Vayne could pin him against the wall and just do terrible, terrible damage, but wasn't paying attention, did not ult himself. Actually, his ult is down. I think he burned it early, and wisely Blue Team just backed off, let it go down, and then killed him. So I'm pretty sure that's what just happened.
It seems like Caitlyn is definitely getting the better trade down bottom lane, and Akali is definitely getting the better trade mid, but Darius is getting the better trade top lane, and Darius has a way of impacting team fights, regardless of how far ahead the other team actually is.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really safe statement to make. I mean, he's Darius. He's one of the best tops in the game. Just the damage and the natural tankiness he has is just crazy. But if you look right now, Purple Team just seems demoralized. They're far behind now. They're 2K gold behind almost. And they were actually very neck and neck for most of the last game. So I hope that the last game didn't upset them to the point where now they're just not playing in their right minds.
I see that Incendiary Spade says it is looking really bad for Purple. We agree. They are behind about 1,600 gold at this point, but you also have to realize that Darius, when he hits level 6, the kill that got away from him by Darkness will not happen again. He will be able to seal that kill off, so there is a chance for them to come back, and Team 6 was the more aggressive team when it came to objectives last game, and it looks like Akali picks up 2 more stacks on the Soul Steal.
Yeah, I think they saw that, hey, this worked for us last time, we're just going to camp mid and make sure that there's nothing he can do. So I think that Nunu needs to really step up his game and get to mid and help out. And if need be, Darius picks up a kill here. So now he's free to roam to mid. And I think that Darius should also come down and help Nunu. to help alleviate some pressure off of Lux, because Lux just can't land those stuns with...
But wait, hold on a second here. It looks like we have a Kali camping bottom lane. They do want to pick up a kill on this Zillion, and a Kali does and picks up 2 more stacks. It looks like Vayne will follow here as well, and another stack for a Kali.
Yeah, and this might cost them two turrets, actually, so we'll have to see what Blue Team decides, because they could really push this up, and that's a huge win for Blue, coming in from behind and ganking. We saw 2 ults go down. Akali's ult, I mean, it's up all the time, but still...
Meanwhile, top lane, we have a turret going down for Blue Team, so there is a little bit of back and forth, and they do, as they did last time, keep it at least close enough to make some plays.
Yeah, I think it's the right decision that they go for Dragon here instead of push the lane further. Vayne's going to lose a lot of creep. She's already behind. It's going to be really tough for her with the range disadvantage, especially without Akali so fed and so roaming. And I mean, I know Akali's been nerfed, but she's already got 8 stacks on her Soul Stealer again. We see her, she has 2 amplifying tomes. It looks like she's building up to her Hextech Revolver, which is a really common item on Akali. Just gives her the sustain she needs, because she's constantly laying down damage. And
well, she does have her passive Twin Disciplines, which gives her a little bit of bonus if she does to get a certain requisite amount of attack damage and or ability power. And she definitely has the ability power with that Soul Stealer. And now that she gets the Hex Tech, she is going to be a very complete threat, and may just carry this game similarly to the way Fizz did in the last game.
Yeah, I'm not sure right now what's happening with Nunu. He's just kind of walking around the jungle. I hope he knows that you don't get XP by not killing things, because he just needs to go and farm, and then as soon as he clears out his lane, come and gank. And I think he really needs to be around middle.
In Nunu's defense, I would like to say that if I had a Yeti to ride around on, I probably would as well. But that's not going to help him here on the Fields of Justice. He is a distance behind, and let's see what the farm battle is just between the junglers. 61 for Vi and 31 for Nunu, so almost double the farm between the jungles here.
Yeah, and right now, Lux is just in really bad position. She's trying desperately to farm, but every time she steps out to the river, she's just getting collapsed on by 4 people. I mean, they've made sure to shut down this lane and shut it down hard. And it doesn't look like Purple's going to be able to defend this turret, as Blue is just going to dive in. Zillion does get the ult to go down on himself this time, but he just takes so much damage, he goes instantly down again. Akali's coming back in on Vayne, and she is going to go down to Cho'Gath. And Darius, as tanky and as fed as he is right now, he doesn't stand a chance against 4 people. And here comes Nunu, way too late out of the jungle.
I don't think Nunu would have been very helpful had he come out of the jungle earlier, but his ult could have slowed people down, had them take a little bit extra damage from that tower, and give Darius a little bit more freedom to deal with that Akali. He did end up getting the shutdown, and that will help, but I don't think it will be enough.
Yeah, well, what is really confusing is that he was in the jungle for that entire fight, but he didn't farm anything. So I'm not sure if maybe there's a little trolling going on here, maybe?
Trolling going on in what respect?
I mean, I would be pretty upset if a gold jungle got replaced with a platinum player, so.
You know, maybe, but I think that the jungle, or the person that they did sub in, was on their approved sub list, so no harm, no foul there. But it seems like Nunu definitely, or the jungle for was it Team 6 at this point, is causing them to be a little bit far behind, but. Maybe there are things going on in the background that we don't know.
Yeah, and Blue comes in, and there's just more counter ganking going on. They know that that the jungle shut down pretty hard, but it might be a mistake. No, Soraka flashes over the wall and gets out. Did Purple get that blue? No, Caitlyn got the blue. So I think Purple was coming in trying to steal it just to make sure that Nunu stays shut down. And Zillion is just going to stay on the Soraka. And it looks like it's going to pay off. No, he's going to turn and run away. Here comes Darius.
He's going to give it to Darius. That was a great decision by the Zillion.
Yeah, that's very good discipline right there, because it's so easy to just want to take that kill. I'm not
especially
sure
when you're that close.
I'm not sure the decision by Lux. I think had she ulted, she would have just killed Caitlyn there. So I think that was a missed opportunity on Team 6's part.
Yeah, and her ult is up. It would have been a kill. She was only a little bit hurt, and the only reason that she wasn't able to kill her earlier was because she had her barrier up or some type of shield. So she definitely could have used that ult. That's a very good point.
And for those of you asking in the chat, Full Metal who's playing Nunu right now. He is only level 21, so that does have something that, that does play a huge role. I mean, a lot of newer players are just not as confident in the jungle. I mean, the mobs do a lot of damage. He's probably not sitting at full masteries, and he's definitely not sitting at full masteries.
It looks like Vayne's going to try to do a chase down here, but really it's just going to put her out of position. Vi is very slippery, and it looks like Darius is coming in. So even though they are so far behind in gold, around 6,000 at the 16-minute mark, they are able to put on at least some sort of pressure.
Yeah, Darius there, I mean, he showed up, which was good. It made sure that Vayne got out safe, but I think he really needed to just turn around and back out instantly. And we can see Akali, she's just sticking to everybody. I mean, Lux cannot get away from her, except
and
she
that's
does.
That's saying something.
Yeah, she does finally land that stun, and she does make it out finally. So there's the ult from Lux. I think she probably should have shot a little earlier. It misses, and Akali just comes in and kills her anyways. But it looks like she's gonna go down here. She gets exhausted inside of her invisibility puddle, and she picks up another kill. She does not go down. She gets the Soraka heal, and that's one thing that is really hard as a support, especially as Soraka, is to keep your champion relevant late game. And right there, she just did it. Akali was almost dead. We saw Soraka didn't even have to ult there. She just healed up, silenced, and Akali was able to pick up the double.
Well, Akali went for some early lifesteal on top of that Majai's, so it does look like Darius is going to pick up Vi here, but there's nothing to... They can't deal with this Akali, and it'll be a quick game. This one looks to be over, even pre-20.
Yeah, I hate to say it, especially at 17 minutes, but there's not much that Purple can do here to defend this inhibitor. They definitely need to back off. Akali is at 18 stacks right now. One more stack, and she'll be at a full Majai's. And that item is just really, really paid off for Fabo.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Kesha or Keisha or whatever it is, but she is doing a great job with that Soul Stealer, and it has really wrecked these games and has proved too much to handle for Team 6.
Yeah, a little bit of taunting going on there with the lab, and there's the first noodle ball, and he just gets nuked. Darius is able to pull into the turret, but still not enough damage going down. Vayne's going to come in, but she's focusing Cho'Gath. That's the wrong target right now. She just should be attacking Caitlyn, I believe, and she goes down. Darius does pick up Cho'Gath, and Lux is well out of position here. I don't know if they've just given up now at this point, but
I think they were trying to do a little bit of a split push, or they didn't really think that it was going to matter either way, and I would have to agree with them.
Yeah, Akali is just out of control right now. If we look at the score, Akali is 12-1 at 18 minutes, so she's picked up just under a kill a minute this game. And she is one of those champions that can really, really snowball out of control, especially if you're not having a lot of support from your jungle, and it's just something that's really rough to deal with.
And as we stated before, he is a level 21, and I think he has played rather actually admirably in these games with people that are leagues ahead of him, quite literally. So I think that there is some slack there, and I think with a little bit of practice, this team could actually be very good because they have a very good top lane.
Well, like I said, he's only level 21, so he's missing a lot of the runes, he's missing a lot of the masteries, and that is what you need to jungle. It makes the jungle very hard. Ever since the Season 3 patch, I mean, jungle is bigger, badder, and scarier. The minions have more health, they hit harder, so it's a really tough situation to put pre-level 30 in.
I agree. I think that's what's going to ultimately end up costing them here. I think that Digital Heretic, you can't take anything away from them. They've played well. They've warded well. They've had good compositions, and they've had the confidence to go for that early Majai's in both games.
Yeah, Incendiary Spade points out that his level 20 is really good. But I'd also like to point out that I'm pretty sure Incendiary Spade is a Platinum player, or a Diamond player, I'm sorry, a Diamond player. So I would hope that your level 20 is good, sir.
Incendiary Spade is, let me see here. Oh, I got you. Talking about the chat, you had me confused there for a minute.
Yeah.
It looks like the Zillion all saves him, but only for the time being. There are more blue players on the purple side of the map than there are purple players.
Yeah, you really can't run away from the Vi. I mean, even with her ult down, her Vault Breaker just gets so much distance in that knockup, and Zillion just wasn't fast enough, even after he buffed himself.
Bro B just said, I think it should have been a minimum level 30 requirement. True, but if you don't have enough people to make a team, sometimes you just have to go with somebody that has not reached level 30 yet. That's what happened here. And I think it definitely did hurt them, but they have made other mistakes. There are things for them to work on.
I would like to point out in the first game of the tournament, we did see a level 19, and he played a pretty good support. I mean, his stats were really good. It was something like he averaged like one kill or no kills with 4 deaths from like 16 to 6. He's only level 19, so it just goes to show like it comes down to skill and experience with the champions that you're playing.
Purple team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
But the hardest position to play, the absolute hardest position to play when you're not level 30 is in the jungle, because you just don't have the sustain that you need.
And it looks like they are fighting the good fight this time around. They have not surrendered, whereas last game they did. So this does show that they do have some fight to them. It's just unfortunate to see not be able to see a third game out of these guys.
Yeah, and Darius goes in and he picks up the pride kill. I am disappointed. I thought Team 6 would definitely give a much better showing this game. Not that they've done horribly, but I think that the little lapse of experience in the jungle hurt them, and the picking up of Malink. I mean, he's just an outstanding jungler, constantly counter jungling, and
he's actually leading his team in CS at this point too, which is pretty I would say devastating if your jungle is leading your team in CS. That means they are very good.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
It looks, as I said this before, it looks like this is the beginning of the end for this team.
Yeah, they're just making sure they close it out by the books. They're up 20 kills. They're up almost 20,000 gold, well, 30,000 gold, and Purple Team is... I think they're just playing out of pride right now. We saw Darius come out and pick up a pride kill. Zilean ults himself again, and Lux tries to defend with her ult, but it's just not enough. Vayne is even hesitant to come in under turret with 4 of her teammates.
But it's really not, you're right, just a pride game at this point. Darius does have something to say about this, but it does look like Akali is just going to go in there, wreck the backline, but she's going to die under tower here.
Yeah, she does go down, and Darius picks up a double kill out of it. And I'm not sure of Nunu's decision to cancel that ult. I think that it could have kept his teammates alive had he left it up. It would have popped way before they would have died, and I think it was a bad decision. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't quite know that if he moves, the ult is broken.
Purple team's
maybe he doesn't. I mean, level 21. I don't think I knew that. But then again, I am almost mentally retarded, so that is an issue. But I think that he has to work with his team a little bit more to make these games a little bit more competitive. But they've stayed remarkably close from the very beginning stages of the game for a guy that's not actually level 30 yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a testament to the rest of his team, and I think that with a little bit of coddling here, that he has the potential to be a decent jungler. I mean, if they work with him, help him level up actually in the next week, so that he can get those runes and those masteries, and then he'll be a little more relevant in the jungle.
I agree with you there. We're starting to see a little bit of flurries mid lane. It looks like they're focusing down this. This Vine is not actually going to go down. He's going to turn his attentions to Caitlyn. Does not use his ult. I think it might be down. And no, I think his ult is actually up.
Yeah, Cho'Gath is just going to eat Darius, so he takes a ton of damage there. And there's the dunk. He gets Cho'Gath, but Akali takes down Zilean. And Darius is just man in the bush. He's just the man in the bush. Akali picks up the triple kill right here.
Akali is sitting at 20 kills, 3 deaths, 6 assists, has a Rabadon's death cap and a Hextech Gunblade, as well as a fully stacked Soul Stealer. There is really no stopping this Akali.
Yeah, and we see again now, and I know it's very late in the game, and there's no hope of coming back here, but we did see that the team, they're still targeting down Vi, which is the wrong target. I mean, Vi is extremely tanky, she's very mobile, she can get out, she can come in, she can stun you, so I mean, they're chasing the wrong champions even now.
This game is just about over. The last inhibitor turret is going down. I think Akali is so fed that she could probably kill the Nexus with the turret still there. But that's not how this game works. She will be taking down this Nexus. Actually, they're kind of doing a little bit of manner disrespect here. Maybe they're running from the Darius because he has played that well, but I think Akali has more than enough to take this out.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about the decision. I mean, maybe they just didn't want to die padding their stats. Akali did pick up the ace there to make her grand total kills 22. So that's a
when you're positive 19 in the game, you have put in work. I will say that.
Right, that's 13,000 gold. So.
That was a good game, not as good as the first one. I would like to see them a little bit closer, a little bit more competitive. But when you lose the first game, it can be devastating. It can be a big hit to the morale. They did play well and they did hang in there. But when you have a fully stacked Soul Stealer on Akali in the mid, it is hard to hold your own.
Yeah, Incendiary Spade makes a good point here. It is a testament to Booty Slam's slamming booty when he goes 8-6 in a team that lost 37-12. So I mean, to die that few times, I mean, it's just a testament to smart decisions and the potential that this team has. And like I said, just disappointed because I really thought in that first game it could have gone either way, and just one misstep before a dragon fight and it swings. And this game was just not even on the same level, and I think that maybe they just got a little discouraged early, and they probably shouldn't have because they played a very, very solid first game.
They did. They really did. Booty Slam, I said, all props to Booty Slam. I think the 80 carry did okay as well, especially against a Caitlyn who had superior poke. The jungle actually only turned out to be 0-5-2, which it is not that bad, comparable to how the support did at 0-8-6. So they had bad games. They can get over that. I see, actually, this team gels pretty well, even though they have a little bit of inexperience and a little bit not necessarily as determined as they probably could have been. We also look at the other team that they had actually higher level as well. Akali was at 16. Their Vi was at 15. Nobody else on the other team had hit 15 except Darius. Their Cho'Gath was a whole level ahead of everybody except Darius. Their support was a whole 2 levels ahead of everybody except Darius. So they had both a lead in gold, a lead in experience, and a lead in experience both in terms of the game sense and in terms of player as well. So once again, not very a competitive game, but still fun to watch nonetheless.
Yeah. I mean, like, I still want to point out, and I know I've said it like 2 times already, but the first game was a very competitive game. So I would not count them out later on in the tournament. I think they have a lot of potential, and they just need to work together as a team a little bit better. Make decisions before games how they're going to respond to different things that happen in the game and when they happen. Like, for instance, if mid is getting pushed very hard, how they're going to respond. Are they going to bring down top? Are they going to bring up bottom? Is the jungle going to stay and farm? Just how to deal with it.
In the actual statistics at the end of the game, we see that Akali did 32,000 damage to champions during the game, and the next was Darius at 23,000. So when you are that far behind, that is very impressive. And Nunu actually bringing up the bottom there with only 488 damage, which was actually about 2,500 less than the Soraka here. So it was a one-sided victory, but the first game was really competitive. I can't stress that enough. Even with the dog Nasus down in the jungle, they put together a good fight. We have to give it to Digital Heretic here. They seem to roll over the competition, and I wish them well in the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, I also wish well to Team 6. Maybe they'll pick up a name, and maybe that'll help them rally around their team a little better. But also, they have a great player in Darius to get 23,000 damage out when you're playing against a 22-3 Akali. I mean, that's a feat in itself. I mean, I can't tell you how many times Akali has made me want to rage. And so she's just a difficult champion to deal with. And I think maybe they'll keep that in mind in future games. Just to discover yourself as a team and see how you work against certain champions and which champions you really need to ban. I mean, I can't take anything away from Fabo. He played 2 brilliant games. Both of them melee assassins, and it's a very nice style of mid. It's very fun to watch. It's a little harder. It's a little more risky, but in this sense, it paid off both times.
Alrighty, I would like to say in closing that I also have to give it to Darkness Dragon or Drakon, whatever he pronounces it as, is when you are, I don't want to say outclassed, but at least outdueled in a lane, as he was against Zed and against Darius, he didn't feed excessively, and this is pivotal. He held back, he played conservatively, and he did what it took to win. He didn't necessarily carry, but he did what it needed to be to win. And I see some people in chat now saying that they are looking to play some games. So before I go, I would like to thank Lex at Twitch TV/Mangrease. Check him out. He's been a great caster. We really enjoyed casting. And I would also like to state that we may be casting, or there might be other casters. You can request or see whoever you want to be casting tomorrow. And tomorrow night, I believe, what time will it be, Lex?
I think that it's closer to 7, so I might not be able to cast tomorrow night. But we'll be here throughout the tournament if you guys need us. I wanted to say thank you not only to my co-host, Slick up there, who's at Twitch TV Liquid Slick, but I also want to say thank you to Noobs Will Own You for letting us be part of this. And he organized all of this, and he's done a really great job with the tournament. It's a lot of fun. I'm having fun casting it. And we're not even affiliated with Cincinnati, so it's a very big pleasure for us to allow you to join your organization. And if you guys enjoyed our casting, I also want to have you guys thank Shryukin154 because he's the one that connected us with you guys. He said that you didn't have enough streamers to cover every video, and so we thought it'd be fun to help out. So, and one more to Your Mom SE, who did the nice overlays. He's working on videos. He's disappointed with the quality of video he just made. I think it's really good with only like 2 hours notice to edit and encode and upload it. But so look, we're gonna see a lot of stuff out of him. He's really enjoying working with the videos, and I think he's gonna get pretty creative on them. So.
Alrighty, well, thanks Catholics for the compliments on the casting. We really appreciated casting for you guys, and we may be casting more in the future. Check out the channels, Twitch TV/Mangrease, Twitch TV/Liquid Slick, and of course, always here at Twitch TV/U of Cincy Lowell. We appreciate it, and it was fun.